All right, folks, I apologize for that. Had a bit of a technical difficulty. Had a window on my laptop that I didn't even know was open, but closed it. That should fix the audio just fine. So, without further ado, folks, I have a special guest on this show. She is my sister from another mother, all the way up in the lovely town of Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Please welcome TKAT, everybody.
Hello.
So, right, like I do with with all these shows, let's start off with what we're vaping on and what we are drinking. So, TKATs and ladies first, what are you vaping on? What you drinking?
All right. So obviously I'm drinking coffee. I actually have the Maxio with the profile, and the juices that I am using, I'm kind of combining them both, is Daily Drip Mango and Pineapple. And one of my new ones is from Vape Lab. It is a menthol.
Very nice.
And the combination is actually very interesting. Every so often I'll pop a little bit of my quad berry, but right now not so much, because then that would be too much menthol.
All right. What am I vaping on? I am vaping on the Monster mod, which is a 4-cell LiPo PWM mod with the Vaporgate Colorado on top of there. Vaping on some of Artist Liquids Peanut Butter Rocket. And then I got the Maxo 315 with the Drop Dead RDA, vaping on some Artist Liquid My Sweet Dragon. And I'm also drinking some Dr. Pepper. I was going to do beer, but I'm like, nah, I don't want people seeing me drunk. I learned my lesson the last time. So the title of the show is Can a Good Thing Become Even Better? Now, TCAT was the one who did give me the suggestion. So TCAT, why don't you inform everybody of what you're talking about when it comes to the profile?
Okay, so the profile is like, it's easy setup, like stupidly easy, but there's a downfall. And there was another one that was a conversation about the profile. There's very like little about it, but it needs to have a bigger well, because there is a lot of leakage that happens with it. So if you're gonna basically use the profile, be prepared to change the cotton more often than you would with just regular coils, because yeah. So so the story, when I first got the Maxo, and it was great. It worked perfectly fine. Everything was awesome. And then all of a sudden, it started crapping out right here, and it wasn't starting up, wasn't turning on. And I'm like, okay, that's not right. So I switched it to my Chaos. And I just basically left this because it wasn't turning on. It just kept going weird screen and then turn right back off. And then it was great with my Chaos for quite some time, and it was amazing. And then it started setting off, and I almost had a house fire. So I quickly took out the batteries, and I felt the batteries, and there was liquid all inside. I don't know if the camera will actually show you guys the whole thing, but I have juice. I don't know if you can see the darkening of there, but yeah, juice is stuck in there. So I'm like, okay. So I checked inside. There's juice on the inside. And then I took this lovely thing off, and there was juice it was caked everywhere, all over this, on the button, inside this actual battery socket. So I tried it back on my Maxio, and it actually worked a little bit better than it did before. And it's actually been running really, really smoothly. Just a little bit of juice right there. That's what I mean. There's like a lot of juice. That's why you're going to have to carry a lot of tissues with you. And so, what I mean, there's like a lot of, and then, so what I've noticed is that when you, like after you've put it all together, I noticed that this part was a little loose. There was juice everywhere on the inside because that's where it's been coming from, because it will leak right into the center here. If you're going to get it, tighten this to make sure this is tighter. And then obviously cotton it, but you're going to want to cotton probably like every 4 days at least. That's the downfall, because it will cause a lot of leakage. And I know a lot of people that love their juices, and like you can't put that much juice on it. The first initial drops that you put in there is great. So yeah, that was my lovely thing with the profile, but it's great for the most part. Quick setup, as you can see. I'll wiggle it.
All right, we got Dead Rabbits in chat. Shayna M. Black and the real Stevie J. What is up, everybody? Stevie J says, Raspberry Jam Monster on the Triad with the Juggernaut. Very nice setup there, killer setup. Almost rivals my setups.
So yeah, it's a great little setup. I mean, for the most part, but you gotta be very, very careful with the juicing. I recommend 5 drops if you're gonna reflavor it, but you have to literally wait till the cotton's pretty much dry. Yes, juicing it up always helps.
Yeah, it's seen because from what I've seen on the market when it comes to mesh RDAs, they guzzle juice like no other. So, and the problem is you can't over drip it because most mesh RDAs don't even have a well. So,
and that's what they need to do, is actually create a well that's deep enough so it doesn't cause that dripping. Now I can't even get this thing back on. There's so much juice, like it overflows even though like the tiniest little bit. It's like my hands are all sticky because of it, but it's a great little RDA. Like I'll definitely say it's a lot easier, especially for people that are just getting into it, but I do highly recommend keeping on low wattages. So I keep mine at a 40 watt because it does get to only like around 0.115 ohms. I had one that was like 0.12 ohms. So
as Steve J puts out, deep wells are a must. Now, me and Kat had this conversation the other day about possibly there being a profile RDTA.
Yes.
And I actually was giving that some thought because she called me up. You called me up like it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday. And so ever since then, I've been kind of thinking about it, like how would that be possible? Because of the fact that the cotton, how much cotton you have to put underneath that mesh is still very, very thick. So you need to have thick ports in order to wick it properly and to do proper capillary action.
Now, one thing that I do know about, that's why I was saying to do an RDTA. I'm going to pop this back open again. I actually have to take thicker amounts in comparison. So it would be perfect for an RDTA because of how thick you need to fill it. Like I pretty much take out of my cotton, let's say this is the cotton, it has to be at least that thick. So much
because we all know if you don't put enough cotton underneath mesh, you get a bad hot spot.
Oh yeah.
I've taken a dry hit off of stainless steel mesh. Yeah, that hurt. It hurts, folks. The Wolf, what's up, man? Stevie J goes, the thicker the better. That's what she said.
That's exactly what I said. Thicker the
Wolf, what's going on there, brother? Dead rabbits, I like hot spots. Because I was actually giving this some thought, and there's an art. Now, generally, to make an RDTA with the RDTA, the design idea that I was thinking of was for more like there was this one RDA, I believe it was called the Loop. It was made by Geek Vape, I believe. And the deck itself, the build deck, was composed of a bunch of pieces. So I'm thinking if it was possible for the profile to more along the lines of becoming more of a neutral build deck where one side has the negative and the positive, but the other sides have a neutral where they're not connected to anything. So it doubles the resistance of the mesh. So it'll not only raise the resistance up, but allows you to actually get a good amount of power through it. And that will make it big enough, the atomizer itself big enough in order to get the wick down there in the tank to actually bring the juice up from the reservoir.
Yeah. Well, you know about mind you, I have to really clean this. Oh wow.
Yeah, you use that religiously.
I know.
Folks, like, every time I go up there, she's always on. That's the one atomizer she goes for. If she's not on her Dead Rabbit RDA, she's on that thing.
Yep. So I love this thing so much because of the actual tank that it has in here. But then I can do whatever. But if it had the mesh and this kind of tank, it would be really, really good, nice.
And by the way, folks, we're not trash talking on the profile. We're not trash talking on Joel. The profile is a great RDA, but with all mesh RDAs, there are pros, and with any product, there's pros and cons. And with mesh, that a con is majority of the time.
It's constructive criticism.
Yeah.
So in a sense, like I've had both of these, it leaks a lot. And so I'm basically just saying, just need to work on the well a little bit better. If the bottom is not tightened enough, it will leak. That's like one big thing that I noticed, that the screw kind of undoes a little bit, and you got to tighten that up. Oh, my hands are so sticky now.
Hey, now this is a family show.
PG. This is PG 15.
But
yeah, other than that, it's definitely a great RDTA or oh my God, RDA. Very long day for me today. And like, I really do like it. It's very, very quick to set it up. Like, I set my brothers, my sister-in-laws within like 5 minutes. Everything all done. Like, it's super, like, my daughter could probably do this. That's how easy it is. And it's great for people that are starting and getting into vaping, and they don't want to have to deal with the tanks and the possibility of having nichrome, right? Or yeah, basically nickel. And it all, like, the mesh itself, when you buy them, they are Canthol. You can get nichrome, but okay, maybe not over there. Where is it? There it is. So you can get these ones. So that's the highest of wattage it will go, or ohms it will go.
0.15.
Yeah. Well, it's between power ranges of 45 to 65 watts, which Bear, obviously. By the way, I call him Bear.
Makes sense, though. I am a large individual.
Only because, what was I saying? If you go any higher, it will break. I tried it just to see, and yeah, it stopped working, so I had to change it. So it's definitely, and you get a big cloud with it, and you do get a lot for just this little dinky little thing. So definitely worth it. If you're going to get it, just keep in mind that it does leak. Keep in mind that there is a very small well, so you can't use that much juice as you would like. So pretty much the first initial amount, try and get it as dry as you can, and then add some more flavor. But everybody knows that, you know, it starts getting this like weird taste after a while, and then you want to rejuice it again just so then it has that flavor like it did at the very beginning. Unless,
Also, folks, keep in mind that me and her are drippers, so we're not squonkers. So the profile, like for me, the
oh no,
for somebody squonker.
You kind of froze a little bit there.
But yeah, if you're a dripper like me and TKAT are, profile can be a pain in the ass, like she said, with the leaking. I myself also own the profile, and I barely use it majority of the time because I over drip like bad.
And this one you just need like 5 drops, and that's it, just to kind of up the flavor, or 2 drops just to up the flavor a little bit.
If Stevie wasn't driving right now, I would have him get his ass in here, but he's sadly driving at the moment. So,
well, more people can be added into the call, right?
oh yeah, I can. All I gotta do. Stevie has the number, so he can just pop right on in.
So, I'm enjoying my tank. It's all nice and crystal clear, and the fish that are in there are kind of happy.
Now, let's see what I was gonna say.
That's why I'm like, dead air. Let's talk about fish for a second while you're thinking.
She is a fish fanatic.
I actually on my page and my YouTube, I'll be actually talking a little bit about my fish. Like, as you can tell, I have a lot of fish tanks. I also have one that's a 20-gallon upstairs, and I got to get more female betas. I just added a new girl in there. Her name is Khaleesi because she actually has white and blue and darkness all over. So it looks like armor all over her. It's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, and also, folks, TKAT here is a Twitch streamer for gaming. So if we got any gaming fans in the chat, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to send the link to her Twitch, and you can go watch her stream when she is online.
Yeah, or you can go right onto the actual page, which is TKAT's Corner. As you, that name right there, you'll find it. There's a group, and then there's also a page. So you can go into the group, and you can actually give me some ideas, or you can, because I talk about a variety of things. I talk about kids, life, gaming, fish.
I know the last time you were streaming, you were bitching about getting killed by a side of bacon.
No, bacon, I got killed by my food. Of course, she's laughing at that one. You'll hear the little one from time to time on here. But yeah, I've been eventually I'm gonna have like a green screen right here that will block out my fish a little bit and kind of down the noise of the filters and everything. Because literally when it goes to dead air, that's all you hear is.
Oh yeah, the last time I was doing a show, I was in a black shirt and everybody was giving me shit about being a floating head.
Oh, we were having great because you were in the flames after a while. And I decided to make him a background too, so he was enjoying
became
that.
Also the new thumbnail for the live streams. And and I also used it for a video. I think it was the Twisted Message 24 review I did, where I used that graphic as the background for the thumbnail. Now, when it comes, another thing that could be better is here's a funny thing, and if some people have agreed with me that the vaping industry has also become too trendy, where when something would start like becoming very popular, companies will then focus on just that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
For example, pods. I hate pods.
Tide Pods.
I mean, okay, the total Tide Pod thing. Seriously, I'd like to know who is that? Who is that dumb in the head to eat fucking soap? You think back to when we were little kids, our moms would threaten us to wash our mouths out with soap if we cussed.
And then we find out that there's a lot of chemicals that can destroy your entire like throat and all this stuff. Yeah. But
It's like you ran away from that punishment when you were a kid, but now as an adult, you're willing to give it a shot. What the hell?
well, just detergent and actual soap is two different chemistries. And it's actually a lot harsher. I think. See, when they do those challenges, it's literally just them trying to do something who can do better or how can they resist this a lot longer than you. So pretty much anything you can do, I can do better. But no, like
Don't eat Tide Pods, people.
don't. It can cause a lot more issues in the long run. Like with vaping, actually there was one of my daughter's babysitter's sister. When I was on the phone with you, she was basically saying there was a kid in her school that was vaping, and he had actually his entire vape just explode on him. And he had not the pen, but it was close to this one and its own battery. Anyways, so he decided to build a coil and it blew up in his face, and he ended up going to the hospital with burns and some little shards in his face. So, and I don't know how the kid got one, because they have here in Canada, it has to be 19 and over. So I don't know where he got this, but it seems that everybody's having one, especially younger kids that are in like grade 7, 6, and 7.
Now, generally, there are shops have to if you're new in there or if you look too young to be vaping, they usually do card you. But there are some shops, especially here, there's actually been some shops I've went to where someone came in that looked a little too young and they didn't card them. It's like, okay. But most of the majority of the time, it comes down to the parents buying the kids the vape products.
Which I think that's wrong. Like if my daughter says, well, Mom, I would want to vape. And I'm like, no. It's like, it still has nicotine in there. Like, yeah, sure, the zero nicotines are okay, but it's not really cool. And people are thinking that it's cool. It's like pretty much how cigarettes all started, just because it was cool and it was great. But then the downside, and they're still doing studies about these. The FDA is still doing some studies on these and like, what does it cause? Does it cause any issues? Right now, it's all positive. So it is a lot better. And the menthol one that I picked up, it's definitely helped clearing out my chest a lot more than it did with, because I usually take antibiotics for chest infections, and I have like a minor fluid already building up. So it's turning into an infection. Yay for the winter. And this weather sucks. So I was doing the quadberry because it has the black currant in there, which is slightly minty, but it wasn't enough. So I decided to go and get the menthol, and I felt a huge difference.
Which, by the way, sorry to interrupt you, but by the way, Stevie, if you do want to come in, even though all we'll see from you is the driving simulator, you're still more than welcome, bud.
Like I mix my juices. I can't stop like doing one at a time, because if I stick to one for too long, I start getting this really bad taste in my mouth. So you'll see me like alternate my juices. Hi.
Trucking Vapes, what's up, man? going on there, Slick? How's the new job working for you?
Oh, my nose. Actually, I'm going to share it on my Facebook. On my page that I have. TKAT's Corner.
See, for some reason, it's not wanting to. My phone's not wanting to keep up.
There we go. And then I'm going to share this on my group.
All right, there we go. We're back.
Yay!
My phone's being an idiot, and that's why I hate machines.
And then I'm going to share this on my.
But they are a must.
No, not Stormageddon.
By the way, TKAT, the wolf says hi.
Hello.
Now, let me give you guys a bit of and I'm sure TKAT will agree with me on this, but Canada, the winter's holy hellfire.
Yeah. We get the coldest that we were this year so far was minus 39 Celsius. I don't want to do the conversion because that's way too much for me right now.
I can do that.
And we've been pretty good this winter, surprisingly. Wasn't too cold and it wasn't too warm.
Minus 39 Celsius is minus 38 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so
I remember the last time I was up there for Christmas, when I was up there for Christmas of 17, the warmest part of the day is generally between noon and 3 in the afternoon. And the sun was at its highest peak. And it was still minus 15 degrees. The joys of having a child, let me tell you, folks.
R. P. One word.
Like I always said, Stevie, you are always more than welcome to pop in if you want to shed some info on this chat. Wolf says, snowing right now here and going to snow every day this week, which means lots of overtime again. Hey, man, money's money.
Yep. Except when, you work and slave your butt off and you only get like 500.
Right.
See, outside of social media and streaming and so on and so forth, I'm a hairstylist and I work my butt off. And, well, I got a very low pay and I worked almost every single day. Every day. And I got a low pay. I should have gotten more.
And I'm an operator on an assembly line. Whew. So I know what working your ass off means. Ugh.
Yeah, but you get paid more. And yet I support an entire house, a 2-story house, a child, and a bunch of these fish, 2 dogs, 1 cat, my car now. I don't know how I'm doing it.
Well, you're obviously doing something right. So
I must be. I mean, well, right now I owe like 300. I'm tempted to do a GoFundMe page and be like, just make my life easier, please. I just want a little bit here out of all of your pockets, just so then I can just live peacefully for a few months. That's it. That's all I ask for. 10 grand, please.
Well, you could start a Patreon for your Twitch streaming.
I could, yeah. It could also help with getting a capture card, more RAM. Like that's one thing that I need for my computer, and also a better camera because my camera is like, bleh. As much as I love this little camera, it doesn't do HD.
Now I've heard about all this. My view on Patreon, it's not a lot of people that have a Patreon. I don't see as their people's way of making people pay them to do stuff. It's more so for me. My opinion is it's a way if people like to donate to help with videos or streaming or streams. It's a way if people want to help, they have the option if they want to.
It would be nice.
Like take Jay Hayes, for example. Oh, man. He's got, I think, I want to say like around six. I think he's got over 600 Patreons, ranging anywhere from like a $5 tier to, I don't even know. I mean, I'm a patron of his myself, but I'm in the lower tiers. But I think he goes up to like 500. But it almost boggles my mind to see that there actually are people who are willing to pay $500 a month to his Patreon. But it's it's their money. They can do whatever they want. Vaping with Ken. What is up, my brother? We got celebrities all up in this house tonight.
Yeah, you guys can ask some questions and stuff, then I'll be happy to answer. And so will Bear. Monster Mon. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, it still has.
Hey Ken, if you're able to want to pop on the stream for a little bit, you're more than welcome to, bud. Just shoot me a message and I'll send you the room number.
This is going to be fun, to be fun, to be fun.
Kel, what is up?
All right, let's see if these batteries still work. And is it going to set off?
Kel is someone who had, she actually sent me I think she was the one that sent me an invite to a group called Riot's Box Mods, which makes custom made boxes to basically to wherever you like, from a CNC aluminum housing to a resin housing or a hybrid stab wood housing, which is basically a mixture of wood and resin. Hopefully I get my own here soon. But she has a lipo mod made by Riot's Box Mods as a DNA 400C, and I don't know. Hey, Kel, does that mod actually do a true 400 watts, or is that just what the chip's set to? All right, give me 1 second.
So my chaos works. It's not setting off anymore. And it it was I had these in the battery compartment to get as much of the juice out. And it's still it still has juice coming through, but it's not as bad as it was. I gotta keep reminding myself those are called atomizers. By the way, I'm new to the vaping world. I'm very quick at learning. Actually, I should go like this. Bear here helped me learn. And the first coils that I ever made was 126 and 22s, two of them. 3 coils. 3 wires. And I spun them pretty quick, and yeah. Just Kelly says 400 watts.
All I can say is the design I have for Riot to make, either they're going to love me or they're going to hate me. Ken, I did send you a message to the Zoom room, so feel free to pop in if you like. You don't have to, but if you want to, door's open, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to have a full conversation.
Ken's a good guy, though. Most of the people that's in my chat are good people. We don't say most is because sometimes I do get trolls, but I haven't seen them for a while. I guess they kind of finally realized that talking to me is like trying to troll me is like talking to a brick wall.
Like a boss.
Yeah, it's my senior shirt. I'm not the one that came up with it, but it is what it is. Take a drink.
Deadlines amuse me.
Oh shit! Trucking was timed out, but oh damn.
What? What happened?
I don't know. Stevie J timed out trucking. I don't know if he said anything. I don't know, but leave it be.
Anything bad?
Maybe it's probably just Stevie fucking with trucking. We do that sometimes just to play other shows that I've been on when I was on trucking show. There'd be times where people get timed out just for the hell of it, just to be funny. Dry hit?
Yeah. Not nice at all.
Somebody was trying to get me to vape the shit out of this lipo mod till I got a dry hit, and I it's like I've taken dry hits off of this thing before at like 600 watts, and trust me, it hurts.
Well, mixed with the menthol in it too, it's like burning down my esophagus. And I'm like, that's not nice at all. Wow, it's even dead on Discord. Nobody wants to talk to me.
Oh, I didn't hear. All right, hang on. Just for the kick of the teeth.
Hand moisturize because my hands are super dry from washing hair all day.
All right, there we go. Woo! Look who's joined the party.
Hello there.
Hey.
The big man from the Northwest, vaping with Ken. What's going on there, bud?
Oh, it's snowing like a sunbitch right now.
I don't think it's even snowing here. It's just so cold. My house is cold. I want to put it up to like 76 Fahrenheit.
So right now it's 32 degrees out. We had a whole bunch of snow yesterday, and now it's snowing even more.
Oh, so, that's a good snowfall.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting about 5 to 8 more inches tonight. So I might not be able to make it to work tomorrow. I don't know yet.
We go through like 15 inches of snow. We can do it. You can do it.
Well, considering that he's driving a Kia Soul, I mean, 6 inches of snow is enough to immobilize that car.
I walk.
Yeah.
I used to take the bus.
My work is like 30 miles south of me, and I got to get up at like the butt crack of dawn.
Oh.
Like 5 o'clock. So it's going to be probably going to be a nope station for me. But I'm sorry if you hear noise. I'll mute my microphone. I got some stuff that I'm going to be setting up.
That's fine.
So
that's cool.
By the way, Kenny, looking good there, brother.
I know, right?
You and I are the same.
Yeah, she shaved her head.
Wait. Looking good.
I know, right? Apparently, I look like Sinead O'Connor, and I take that as a really good compliment.
Well, I would say that, but nothing compares to you. So, I mean.
Aw, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I think it showed you how to spell that. Power. I'm so glad I can spell fast, and she can actually remember what I said. Thank God. She's only 7, people. She's only 7.
By the way, TKAT, one thing about Ken, this bastard is funny.
No, that's just a rumor. That's just a complete lie. I'm not funny. I'm offensive. Some find it funny.
Well, for guys like me, it's funny.
I'm just sitting here. I'm trying to think of something. I'm like, it's okay.
I'm the guy that makes jokes about himself.
I'm a just very childish person. That's it. Just very, very childish.
Well, that works for me. I'm kind of the same way.
Like, I am not kidding. You remember, was it back in 11 or 12 when Japan had that huge earthquake? The day prior of it coming on the news, I fell off a ladder and landed on the driveway.
So you think you caused the earthquake in Japan?
Well, I'm not the one that came up with the joke. My dad did.
It's that butterfly effect thing going on. I got you. I go to jump in a pool, and the next thing I know, Japan's got a tsunami. Oof. That's rough. That's rough.
Let's go to Japan.
All right.
Go there.
My cotton is
better here. At least it'll be warm.
There we go. I don't know if you see that there.
PB and Jam Monster. Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Ken, here's how much I got left of the peanut butter rocket.
It's good shit, isn't it?
See, I'll have anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, she will. She's allergic to peanut butter. But here's the dragon. The dragon's damn near gone.
Dude, you know what? I stand by all the liquids that artist makes. I think they are excellent liquids. They might not be for everybody as far as flavor profile goes. A lot of people don't like dragon fruit. But they make more than just that too. So I mean, that's the SJC line. Then you got 2 other lines too. So you got the original line, and you got the music line. So.
Yeah, I'm letting the strawberry cloud steep for a bit just to kind of see if that helps the flavor out a little bit, because I noticed I was getting the cream flavor pretty well, but not so much the strawberry. So I'm letting it kind of sit for a bit.
With the strawberry clouds, the one thing that you want to do is run it at lower wattage. With fruits, when it comes to vaping in general, as far as flavors go, if you want to get more of the fruity flavor, you vape at a lower wattage, and that brings out the crisper, fruitier notes, and it has the cream go in the background. If you want more of a cream, you vape it at a higher wattage. Same thing with desserts, pastries, custards, you vape those at a higher wattage. So that's kind of a little trick there.
Double line, what's going on there, bud? Man, we're getting everybody up in here tonight.
Ooh.
I'm just thankful I got. I'll tell you what I'm thankful for. I got my good friend TKAT from the lovely individual from Canada on here, and also my good buddy Ken, who I've been dying to get on this fucking show for the past month or so.
Well, you can thank the snow, brother.
Thank you.
Or you could thank the Canadian that brought the snow to him.
This is our 3rd winter this year alone. We had first winter, nothing. Second winter, nothing. Third winter, Canada snow.
Yeah, because you only live what, 3 hours south of the Canadian border there, up towards Alberta.
Vancouver,
oh. Yeah. Close to Alberta. That's why. Okay, it's not my fault.
She lives in Ontario.
Southern part of Ontario.
I don't know what that is. I just know that I went to Vancouver when I went there last time. So wherever Washington State is closest to for whatever province.
That'll be Alberta, I think.
I can taste the grape. It tastes okay. But peanut butter, it needs more peanut butter. Needs some peanut butter rocket.
Yeah, I got it right. I'm vaping it on my LiPo box in the Colorado, and it's probably 0.6 at 10 volts, which I think was probably pushing around the 300 watt range.
You're crazy, man. You're just crazy.
It tastes like a warm peanut butter cream pie.
Yep.
I'm tasting all the fruitiness. It feels like Fruity Pebbles.
Now, here's the thing. Me and peanut butter never truly got along over the years with vaping, mainly because there was only one flavor I liked, called Venus from Space Jam. And unfortunately, when the whole diacetyl thing went on, unfortunately, Venus was one of the flavors that got discontinued because it had a slight trace of it. So I struggled to find another flavor that fit that profile, but I kept getting the chemically peanut butter taste. But then you were preaching about the peanut butter rocket, and I said, well, maybe I'll give that one a shot. And I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did too, man. Dude, I will push peanut butter rocket. You got a peanut allergy? Just take some Benadryl before you vape it. There you go.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, she can't have anything peanut.
I get anaphylactic shock. And there was one juice that I tried, and I could already feel the back of my throat ready to close and everything. I'm like, there's peanuts in this one.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not fun when I'm trying to test out juices, and I'm like, I'm so scared.
Well, I got a new mod in the tank to set up. So I figure since I'm going to be snowed in and my battery charger is all the way an hour north of me, and with this weather, I ain't going to make it. I picked up myself an internal battery mod. And yeah, it's foo-foo. But 4,400 mAh internal battery.
Hammer down on you.
Say what?
I'm telling people in chat to behave, or I'm going to lay the hammer down.
I can't even see the chat when I'm in here, so I don't.
Okay, so I've been reading these, and I just kept as you guys were talking, I'm just kind of chuckling.
Pretty good.
I'm thankful for the sexy baldness that has fallen upon us, calling vaping okay.
Oh yeah. See, Trucking and I got something in common now. We got the shorter facial hair, and we got a little bit of the baldness. Now, granted, Trucking, I don't know if you got I don't know if you bick it, man, or not, but you got that smooth look that I just can't pull off. Last time I bicked my head, I looked like someone took a straight edge razor and just went, hey, this looks good. Let's go ahead and just scalp them a bit. It's like, ugh, can't do that no more.
This is just a week's growth.
Damn.
Yeah. I did a 1.5. If you know the sizes. I did a 1.5 metal. Well, you can see it. I'm doing, okay, so when I shaved my head, I had a side shaved already, and the rest was all pink hair. And then when I shaved it, it looked like I was more bald than anything, but you can see little spikes of hair. And, my coworker was just like, oh my gosh, I have a full video on my page. And I'm just sitting there and was just like, oh, it feels so great. She's like, oh. And I felt like a chia pet. Because there's a client next to me that was basically getting her hair colored, and I'm sitting there on my break. She shaved my head, and she's feeling my head, and then I got the other girl to feel my head. I did a client, and then I sat back down, and both of them are just hands all over my head, just rubbing it and everything. They're like, oh my God, it feels so good. It feels so weird. It feels awesome. And I'm like, I feel like a chia pet.
I mean, I gotta give it to it. Does feel good though to have your freshly shaved or your freshly buzzed head kind of rubbed a bit.
It did feel all right.
I went bald once, never again.
Yeah, no.
All because the day I decided to go bald, the next day I was like trucking bald, like I had it all shaved off and everything. And the next day I went out to the Kansas Speedway to watch the NASCAR race, and the sun was beating down on my bald head.
Did you forget to put on sunblock lotion on your head?
Yep, I looked like a dead tomato afterwards.
I salute you, sir.
I'm doing this thing where every Saturday I take a picture of my hair growth for 2 years. So I can't touch my hair for 2 years. This is a challenge because I like coloring my hair. I like playing with my hair. I like doing different kinds of styles in my hair.
That'd work for me. That'd be totally. Ooh.
Kelly, if you're still in chat, I sent you the number to the room if you want to pop in.
Kelly.
I always tell people this show and this stream on my channel, it's for everybody. So if anybody has any personal issues, leave all that to the side, because this channel and mainly the stream, doing these shows is for people to have fun.
I talk about random stuff and what we're juicing and what we're doing. Yeah. Ooh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, it's the Tigan from Aspire.
Oh.
Comes with a 1.2 mouth salon coil and a restricted 0.4 mesh direct to lung coil that's pre-installed.
Oh, there's Kelly Kell.
Kelly Kell.
So talk about convenient though, because just as I look down to see if you read the message, I look up and there's your window.
How you guys doing?
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
I'm gonna make this thing wider so I can see everybody's faces.
Check it out.
Ooh, pretty.
The double barrel. No, it's not. That's the top side.
Yeah, that's the special edition.
From a distance, it looked like the double barrel.
I'm tempted to color on this. It's yellow. Green is my favorite color.
You got the appropriate shirt on.
I should have brought my unicorn one. It has great sloth next to it.
We might need to take a seat back because this is going to take a while.
Oh, go ahead. I'm totally fine. I'm just trying to get off the coil here to I can put in the mouth on coil. You girls just talk amongst yourselves. Have yourselves a good time. I'm going to be installing this new coil, this 1.2 coil, if I can get my fingers around it. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, somebody actually let everybody know I'm vaping on the Colorado RDA, the massive 52 point something millimeter. Someone challenged me to turn it into a single coil.
Good.
And I did.
Awesome.
It looks fancy.
That's a lot of cotton.
20 wrap.
I literally pulled. I took a whole strip of cotton bacon, pulled it in half, and one half was enough to wick it. And I didn't cut it or nothing. I just took both ends straight underneath.
Hot damn.
It is 24 gauge Canthol, clapping with 36 gauge Canthol, wrapped 10 times over a 6.5 millimeter bit.
That's what does that bring it out to?
0.60 on the nose.
Not bad.
And this is at 10 volts. If the mod would work.
I gotta make more coils.
Come on, block out there. There you go.
Pretty badass, man. I love mine.
Here's the thing, folks. When you challenge me to do something with an RDA that it's usually not meant for, I'm probably gonna do it.
I finally put a build in the purge.
And this is why we tell kids not to play with fire.
Kids, do as I say, not as I do. Don't play with fire.
Hey,
Don't do this. Don't do that. Wear a condom.
Wish my parents told me that. I played with the fire.
Ooh. So 1.2, it's going to be good at like 12 watts, maybe. Yeah, 10 to 12 watts. I'm going to have such long battery life out of just one fucking mod using this thing.
That's a funny thing. When I started vaping, I didn't do mouth to lung. I went straight for the direct lung.
Well, only reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I picked it up is, as I said, I'm going to be trapped with no way to charge my batteries. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to get one of those little lipo mods and get myself a mouth to lung tank to where I can just really have the battery go a long time.
Yeah. It's nice to have lipo. I have one lipo mod, a little bitty one, a little OBS nano cube. I love that little thing. It works great.
Yeah, nice.
I have like, what, 300 mods at this point now, so.
I'll tell you what, though. People think of me as having huge setups, big, massive setups that can pump out God amount of power. But I don't mind pulling out the little dinkies things every now and then, like this Cricket version 2 with the Jenna on top.
This is my smallest.
Yeah, I got to careful with that chaos box.
After getting into all high-end shit, I'm stepping back from it. I'm like, I got this. It was $75. I'm like, Now I see.
Actually, I haven't had issues with my chaos. The only time I had an issue is because of the liquid dripping in, and then
Chaos.
Yep.
Remember the Chaos LED mod? Remember that thing?
Yeah. See, I had the Chaos Box mod just like you do now, but mine didn't have a liquid issue of it like leaking in there. But the manual that I got, which apparently was wrong, said it could fire safely down to a 0.1. So I started glowing my coils. They were a 0.12 coils. Started glowing them. They weren't glowing, but my box was getting hot instead. And Chaos Box that I had no venting of the batteries, like no vent ports whatsoever. So pretty much what happened was I set it outside and it blew the top off. Chaos Box.
See, I haven't, because I had the profile on there, right? And it was working perfectly fine, but because the profile was, the juice literally overspilled somehow, and it went right into the actual chaos itself. And that's when it started firing off on its own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you, if I remember correctly, the profile comes with a squonk pin installed. Did you take the squonk pin out and put the regular pin in?
No.
that might be the problem.
Monster Man, I need to send you one of these mods. I've got 2 of them. I think you would like it.
What is it?
The Dovco MVV. It's a PWM mod.
Oh, yeah, I used to have one.
I can't believe how hard this thing hits.
Yeah, I used to have one. I enjoyed it, but then eventually got to where it wouldn't last long on battery life.
I forgot. I was digging out old mods last night, and I dug it out. I was like,
Like, I'm vaping the Maxo right now at 135 watts, and you can even ask TKAT. That is a rarity.
What?
Vaping at 135 watts, that is a rarity for me to vape at. Because normally I'm upwards of 200 to 250.
You're always around 200 mark. I was going to say, odd to hear you vaping lower than 100. We're at around 100, 150. Yeah, my lipo box is sitting all poor tonight. Got a sub-ohm tank on it. That's a mess.
Well, that's a cute little sub-ohm tank, though.
So, Monster Man, I found the smallest RDA ever. 14 millimeter.
How wide?
14.
What in the world?
it damn near fits in the top of the Colorado, in like the drip tip.
Jesus.
Oh, my gosh, darn, that is pretty tiny.
You put that on a normal size mod, and people are going to be like, why does your mod have a nipple?
So
Right, mine.
that's the one that I have.
Yep. So a squonk pen is the 510 pen that goes on the underside. If you take your RDA off, so normally it would be static. This part here, you see how there's no hole?
Yeah.
Take yours off and take a look. If there's a hole in there, then you need to swap it out with the one that doesn't have a hole, because that's where your leaking issue's coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the newer RDAs are coming pre-installed with squonk pins now.
Okay.
That's also because 90% of the mods that come onto the market are squonk mods.
Yeah, my Widowmaker has the squonk pin in it already.
The thing is, I want to try squonking. If I were to buy a squonk mod, I'd probably go with the topside dual, only because a single battery, I don't care if it's a 30T, it's not going to last me very long.
I got 30 in here and it doesn't last me that long either because it's at 90 watts. I mean, that's all you're getting. So.
But even still, like it was overflowing on the outside here, mostly for me. And the bottom piece was not tightened.
There you go, Monster.
Gee, yeah, that's a nipple, all right.
Yep, that just takes practice though with dripping. On different RDAs, you got to get used to what their maximum capacity for drippage is. Try to not make it sound dirty. So sorry.
Oh, TKAT don't care. You should hear some of the conversations me and her have.
I have probably the worst sailor's mouth out there. Just gonna say it. I have to censor myself, but when I'm off,
Pin down.
Pin down.
I'll make it for you.
Pin overboard.
How's that for a nipple?
Well, it is cold up there. Woo!
Not as big as some that I've seen.
That is the Gabriel Iglesias of tanks. Hot pocket.
There we go. Yeah. Quickly do this. Well, that might solve my issue. So yeah, everything that I said before, make sure you do this too. I probably would have figured that out later down the road.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And that's kind of one thing I like about the Jenna is because the pin is a squonk and a static because of that little Allen, that little grub screw that sits in the pin. So I give Jay big props for designing the pin that way.
That's how the 502 was too.
What? I'm gonna grab one of my little tools.
Like the coil I have here in the Jenna is probably not ideal for it. It is 24 dual N90 with 34 N90.
Now that's they do not explain in
one coil, 0.12.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
They should have mentioned. Sorry.
Like the coil for this Jenna, literally a one-hit quit. It's a one-hit wonder. Like you juice it, it's a one-hitter.
What might
James Capozzi. I might be butchering his name. I apologize for that. But what's up, brother?
James Capozzi.
So
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it to work tomorrow.
if you're still unsure about getting the mesh, I like it. It's quick and easy to set up, especially if you're kind of in a rush. Just read the instructions and it's all great. Just make sure if you're using just a regular mod to change that one piece and tighten the bottom. Other than that, golden.
There's not for about. And that was a dry hit.
Man, we're getting quite a few people here in chat. I'm loving it. Which, by the way, as of, I believe it was this time last week, I hit the 100 sub mark on my channel. And
congratulations.
I just want to say for everybody watching this, thank you so much. Like I say, I can't upload all the time because of my work schedule, but for people who are willing to wait and see what I come up with, I really appreciate you all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support you give me. Also, if you're not subscribed to Vaping with Ken, go check him out. Kelly Kill, go check her out. Any gamers out there that like to watch Twitch streams, TKAT herself is also a Twitch streamer for gaming. So go check her out on TKAT Corner.
There we go.
It's like sitting there and playing on her phone. My kid is in the works. The works of becoming a streamer just like me for video games.
Oh, every time I'm up there, she wants me to play Minecraft with her. Uncle Bear, can you play Minecraft? Where's the controller?
Oh, it's Fortnite now.
Uh-oh.
I know.
I like Minecraft.
I like playing Minecraft. I like building buildings.
Thank you, Chuggin, for the congratulations. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. That's just, if you, I don't care if you like me or love me or hate me. I don't care. It is what it is.
Take a drink.
I just did, but okay. Here we go.
Anonymous. Anonymous? I don't know.
I like my coffee.
I was going to drink beer, but I remember the last time I was live on a show and I got drunk.
Yeah, drinking and streaming is not always the best of ideas.
Because
I learned that the hard way.
Although I will admit, it did win me the BTFC RDA and the Drop Dead RDA. So
you can ask my friend the real shook one about drinking and streaming. He'll tell you.
I won. TKAT doesn't know this, but I won the BTFC and Drop Dead from trucking because there were two shows specifically where I got hammered, and the challenge was to do like 25 spins without falling. And if I was able to stop and not fall over, I won an RDA. And both times, I did not even wobble. And that was after drinking. And that was after drinking like 5 Steel Reserve big cans.
I hate you people that can drink. I can't. My stomach problems don't allow me to drink. But when you drink one next time, Monster Man, drink one for me.
And what drink did you
I
say?
like drinking beer. And a glass of wine.
That can even
I love the liquor stores up there because they have the beer and the wine and liquor separate stores.
Speaking of which, I still have a full case of Bosch.
Oh yeah, my Bush beer.
Bosch. I look like an alcoholic.
Well, you know what Bush beer is good for, right? Pouring down the sink.
Right?
I drink damn near everything. If someone were to ask me what's my favorite beer, my answer would be my next. And it better be opened and cold.
I still have your Irish rum.
Are you talking about my Jameson?
You guys missed watching Mike drink a 3-year-old vodka on.
Oh my goodness!
Yesterday, that was pretty funny. Was you there, Kim, when he did that?
Yes, it's your Jameson.
The old Irish whiskey. That will put a tinkle in your winkle.
My
And you
house
drink
is
too much, it'll make your winkle just not even go up.
with a mixture of him and my other half. I look like an alcoholic. the amount of beer and liquor and I don't even know what else.
Well, that's also because half of your family thinks I'm Irish, and so I have to keep the persona alive.
Well, my favorite is when my dad went into my fridge to put something in there. He looked at my mom and was like, "Is she drinking again? Is she become an alcoholic?" My mom just starts laughing hysterically. She's like, "No, that's fair."
I'll tell you something funny because the first time I went up to Canada to meet her and to actually be in Canada for the first time, when I met her family, and all I did was started talking, and they immediately thought I was a full-blood Irishman.
It's very entertaining.
I don't know what to say to that. Except it's snowing.
Although I do admit when I do get drunk, the Irish does tend to come out. Like when I'm drunk, I don't speak like this. I speak like I do have an Irish brogue in my voice.
Child of mine, off the phone.
Hey, Kim, what mod did you buy? Building battery mod.
Throw at her.
Ah, cool.
Well, I was going to get the Aegis first, but the Aegis had like 1,800 mAh.
Yeah.
And this has 4,400 mAh.
Did you see that iJoy released a mini Shogun? And you can change the panels on it. Like you can take them off and get new resin panels. Like there's like 6 different ones you can get for it.
Huh.
I want it.
Thank you, child.
It kind of looks like a dog ate something and puked in a blue pool.
I'm trying to I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to color this.
I love my mod. It sits over there, but it's still such a really good mod.
Yeah, usually that French's mustard yellow does not sit well with folks. I don't mind it at all, actually.
Yeah, thanks.
As you can tell, I'm like trying to hide the color here, and it's hurting my hand.
I think the color looks fine. If anything, you can always just color it in pressed.
Well, I want to put like a really fun design on it, but then I'm like, should I just make it into a bumblebee and put little wings?
Or you could put a Transformers logo on it, and then it would be Bumblebee.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
No. Trying to get into the camera. No.
No camera time for you. Not allowed.
I found the piece that you cut. The piece of the hair that you cut. Yeah, so she thought she was going to be a hairstylist and cut a couple pieces because she didn't like the strands. And I'm looking at it now and I'm like, that's too short.
I don't like it.
But it's too short on how much you cut.
I don't know what it was with us when we were kids, but for some reason, when we had a pair of scissors, we just loved just.
My friend still does that. And he almost got really close to the scalp.
I remember having really long hair once when I was in high school, and I was really bored in class, so I fell asleep with my head in my bag. And I don't know how it happened, but I woke up and my comb was just completely all wrapped around my hair to the point where I couldn't get it unwrapped. So I just took a pair of scissors and snipped it, and I had like this short little alfalfa, but like in the front type bang, just stick it straight up, while the rest of my hair is down to my shoulders. I'm like, well, it's time to cut the hair.
Looked like a mullet gone wrong.
Oh Oh, dude, did you watch the whole thing with me and Jay? That wasn't mullet gone wrong.
Yeah, I did watch that.
I had a big square patch back here that I missed. I was like, fuck it. At that point, I'm just going to go to the barber afterwards.
Mine's in that mullet stage right now. It's like,
Here's my question, Ken. How long is it going to take for all that to grow back?
A couple months. I got some thick hair, man. I don't know why, but it's just.
I do thick. Too. Ask TKAT. She sometimes would cut my hair. The clippers get caught.
So she gets in the camera anyways.
Trust me, there's been worse. A couple of times. I've seen vape streams for someone beyond and their kids getting camera.
I mean, one day she will, just not right now.
When she's of legal age.
Or at least, 13, where she can actually. I'm in agreement with her father.
Well, that's smart also. Hide the identity of the child until they're of older age to at least have a Facebook.
I mean, she definitely does have a Facebook, but it's underneath my name. Oh, 1 second. She needs a cup.
Wolf says, TKAT, that they might have a Zap wrap for the Maxo. I don't know. Zap wrap.
Yeah, there's Zap Wraps, and there's another wrapping company, J Wraps, I think.
What am I doing? Drink it in here and do not drink it out there.
Excuse me.
Good push. Amazon, actually, I found out that Amazon sells silicone cases for the Maxo.
Nope. It's staying here.
You know what else that is silicone that Amazon sells?
I wasn't going to go there, Ken, but okay.
That's how much snow has accumulated since being here.
Well, you're the one talking about how most of the time where you live, you only get like a dusting. So I think Mother Nature wanted to prove you wrong.
Well, I don't want her to prove me wrong when I have a fucking job to get to. Right. I mean, I'll be honest with this. If I miss work, I'm more than likely I'm not going to be able to make it to NVE if that's the case.
Drive slowly.
Yeah, I have no chains. I have no snow tires. I don't even have the all-terrain tires because it's Washington.
Winter tires.
Don't even got those.
They don't sell chain tires anymore because it destroys the roads.
Well, in Canada, but out here we're still like, yeah, studded tires. Fuck yeah.
They haven't. According to my dad, they haven't made true snow tires since like the mid '80s. Ever since the mid '80s has been like all terrain or heavy duty.
I just miss having that truck that I could push a button where the nails would come out of the tires and I could climb walls. that might have been a cartoon that I watched. I'm not too sure.
When I was in my 20s,
I think I know what cartoon you're talking about. I think I know which one.
I had an old car in my 20s, and I had studded snow tires that I'd put on it in the wintertime because it wouldn't go nowhere if it didn't.
Oh, Jesus. Let me tell you something. 3 weeks ago, Kansas City here got hit with a major snowstorm where we had a foot and a quarter of snow overnight. And I work nights. So when I got to work, there was nothing on the ground. Yeah, it was cold, but there was nothing on the ground. By lunchtime, there was about 6 inches of snow on the ground. Trucks were coming into the docks, sliding everywhere. By the time I get off, it got even worse. You want to talk about, I was going 30 in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. And I was in a full-size pickup.
Have you driven in ice before?
Oh, yeah.
Like that thick of ice?
Yeah, it's called Michigan.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Indiana.
Okay, were you a new driver?
the Christmas that me and the other half went up there. On the way home, half of Michigan was black ice.
It's great having no snow tires and being a new driver in this weather.
It turned a 14-hour drive into a 24-hour drive.
That way.
What if that way's closed due to the weather?
That way. She's trying to get into camera view. That way.
It's because her uncle's on camera.
You can say goodnight, but you have to come over to this area, but you got to go around and come over here, and you can say goodnight to everybody.
Man, chat's kind of quiet right now. Everybody fall asleep on us? What the hell?
All right. Nope, you don't get to go on camera view. You can say it. Say it louder than that. Come on.
Good night.
All right, good night, Wolf. Yeah, he's got to get a nap in before he starts working.
Me and Wolf are going in halves on panels for Ryan. Mike was talking about he had some Joker and Batman panels. So they're sold as a set. So we're going to buy both of them. We're going to split the sets of them. And we're going to make Batman and Joker Ryan.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
You wanted to say something? You got to say it louder.
Good night, Isabella.
There, he said it. He says, good night, Isabella. Not on here.
Say goodnight to Bella.
You'll say goodnight. I'll be right back and go and put the munchkin into bed. You guys get to look at my wonderful tank. That's the sight that you get to see.
You think those are sub-ohm or above-ohm tanks?
What?
Those are the ultimate night lights, let me tell you.
Oh, they're great, especially when I put these all blue. All right, come on. Up the stairs.
In the middle, okay, every time I'm up there, I'll stay up till about 6 o'clock in the morning still. And I don't have to have lights on. I mean, I can see everything in the living room with those tanks.
Oh my God, I can't put fucking
Oh, hey, get your butt upstairs. I'll grab your blanket. You're such a weirdo.
Oh.
I totally went over your head. I'ma get you. Oh, don't trip and fall. Jeez. Oh, for fuck's
sake. Kids. Funny story about that. I used to work at a grocery store as a bag boy. And every time I get a customer that rolls through the register and they have a little kid with them, that little kid will just stand there and look at me. Like, I'll be doing my job and I happen to glance over and I see like this 8-year-old kid just like,
Holy crap.
Great timing.
right.
Great timing. That's some excellent timing there, I'll tell you what. Just look up and holy crap!
Oh, good Christ.
Either you're really good at throwing your voice all the way to Canada, or that was just really good coincidence.
If I could throw my voice all the way up to Canada, that had to be it. Sorry, Jeff Dunham, but you're out of your league.
Let me go. Ah, hell. Here we are. All right, I like this little buff lung thing. Whew. Boy, I tell you what, these snowflakes are coming down really fast. Yep.
Don't bring that shit here.
Well, do you want it? We'll ship it to you.
Nope. No. It's finally gone. So I don't want any more. There's just a little bit on the ground, not too much.
Well, I mean, if I ship it to you, it might come out to you as water.
I don't know. Depending on how cold it is.
That's true. The good old H2O. Yep.
I'm seeing my fucking custom mod is sitting at the post office right now, and they didn't let me know. I live in such a rural area, like we get deliveries twice a day at our post office. So in the morning they'll get one at like 8 a.m. and then they'll get one at like 11:30. So I'll go down there like 9 and check the mail. And I got a mod sitting in the fucking post office waiting on me to get picked up tomorrow. I'm like, eat that shit.
Yeah, I got something coming to me. I think. I can't fucking remember.
Oh my god, I can't fucking yawning. I need to wake the fuck up.
I'm just going to suck all this nipple atomizer.
Excuse me. Excuse me again.
Why don't you bring it up again? We'll vote on it.
What again?
Said bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
Oh man, okay. A little funny story. Last week at work, we had an issue in production where we were down for like 4 hours. So I took my hoodie, I rolled it up, and I went into a truck, and I lay down to take a nap, and I started snoring. My supervisor comes walking past, and he just hears, scared the shit out of him because he thought the trucks were moving.
I kind of fall asleep at work sometimes, and I wake myself up right when I start to snore. It's not a good thing.
As Jeff Foxworthy says it, when you wake yourself up snoring, the first thing you look for is if people are laughing at you.
Well, it's weird because my eyes will still be open, or at least I think they are. It's like you get to that point where like you're about ready to fall asleep, and you just have that like pre-sleep snore.
Oh yeah,
that's what I get. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, okay, time to move.
I'm pretty sure I'm asleep, but I'm awake. I'm over here yawning like crazy. Y'all are talking about sleep.
Ken Mitch says, "I like your Jay Hayes look." LOL.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Yeah, it's nice. Actually, I actually enjoy having my head shaved a bit.
Which I'm not gonna lie though, I was thinking when you said you were gonna shave it on Jay's show, I thought you were gonna go like full ball, like everything just gone.
I thought he was gonna shave everything off, like all of it.
Oh yeah, like a full-on Bic, eyebrows. Yeah.
Well, not the eyebrow, but the beard and the hair on the head is just completely gone. It's all smoothed out.
Just keep it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, those camera angles that I had were not too flattering on myself, though.
Oh, because you were wearing your unicorn shirt, I'm wearing my unicorn shirt.
Unicorns.
Now somebody just needs to come in wearing a unicorn and Deadpool shirt to complete the collection.
Yes.
You do realize I have a Deadpool sweater, right?
Wait, or is that you, Dallas's?
It is salads.
It's time to close this window and open up the other one.
Kelly Mitch says that he says hi and that he subbed to your channel today.
Oh, it's pretty mediocre, but thanks. It's just me doing live streams, bullshitting about dumb shit, fake stuff that I buy that I don't need. That's about it.
So, Ken, what's your opinion? Because me and TKAT were talking about this at the beginning of the stream. Me and TKAT were discussing this at the beginning of the stream about the profile. Do you think it's possible for the profile to become an RDTA?
Yes.
Yeah, they already have pictures of it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they already have
it. I thought they were doing an RTA of it, or was it an RDTA?
Yeah.
RDTA.
Yeah, you can have one with your sport control. I mean, I guess. But
Yeah.
they have an RTA picture of it out there.
Mitch, what's going on there, brother? I would like to see. I would like to see them make like a neutral post style profile where you have two strips of mesh but stack the resistance up on top of each other so it doesn't mount too low.
I actually use Vandy Vape mesh in mine. I don't use the Latopo strips from the next mesh. I use Vandy Vape and I cut them to fit because I like temp mode. So I use the purple temp mode. I love it. Right now I just have a single coil, regular coil on my profile.
I actually kind of like the mesh.
I do like the mesh. It provides a nice, cool, flavorful vape. And, like, I don't know. I like to vape things like how they are designed at first, just to get a feel for it. Like, you know, some people are like, well, it's too cool. But, okay, fine. That just means you're a fan of warmer vapes, but give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know, just it might grow on you.
No technicality is supposed to be at 45.
The only reason I use the Vandy Vape mesh is because it's stainless steel mesh and I can use temp mode, so I can dial that flavor in. It's fucking fantastic on the profile. But you got to cut the strips off the roll to fit.
Yeah.
Lighten things up a bit.
Penny ass, but
Just a little bit.
it's nice on temp mode though. Very nice.
Mitch says, Monster Man, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I know it's like a 10-second delay when it comes to what we're seeing in Zoom to what's actually going on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it takes a little bit. If you have your DVR on, if you have your DVR checked, it can take even longer. Oh dear God in heaven.
I need more coffee.
Oh, I need coffee.
It's a sad moment when you see like nothing in there except for like maybe a drink. I don't want to spill it.
Let's see if I can do this here.
You mentioned coffee around here, the antennas pop out. Like, does someone say coffee?
I am doing fantastic because tomorrow is my day off. Still gotta wake up. Ooh, what's that?
Still.
It looked like a cotton ball.
That's what I thought at first. I'm like, why do you have a cotton ball? And then I'm like, soothing.
You gotta try this. Just grab some snow, make it all like really firm and crunch up. Just run it over the top of your buzzed head.
You know I'm Canadian, right? I was doing that.
You might have invented it, but us Americans, you know what we like to do? We say you might have invented it, but we ripped it off.
I can't lie. Tim Hortons coffee broke me. This is why I wanted you on the show, Ken, because just
that feels good.
But
It tastes like pear.
when I drank coffee, I was always a Folgers man until I went up to Canada and tried Tim Hortons.
Timmy. Now I want to go out and pick up.
Oh, Canada.
And I'm not gonna lie, Canadians are a lot shorter than I expected. At least some of them. I can't, because whenever I'm up there, I can't go to the grocery store without getting looked at.
Well, it doesn't help that like you're the green giant, so.
Shit, man, sounds like you need to go to Japan.
In my situation.
It's funny because like whenever I go explain about Bear, everyone's like, "Who's Bear?" And I'm like, "Well, he's like the 6'5" giant person, bigger than my brother."
When her brother first met me, he's just like, "Holy shit, that's a big dude."
My brother's like what, like 2 inches? No,
No,
like
that
a
beats your brother
0.5
by a
inch
lot.
away from me.
That beats your brother by a lot.
Yeah, and me. I have to jump just to like get a hug.
I'm not small myself, so
Is it gonna?
that's the camera angle. Let me tell you.
I'll tell you one thing though, it is funny. It was funny because one night we ordered Chinese delivery, and when I opened the door, like this 5 foot nothing dude was at the door with the food. I opened it, and he took a step back.
I think my
Sounds
ex is
about right.
than all of them.
That's the worst part of being trans. I'm 5'11". A little obvious, but it's all right.
You're just an Amazonian woman.
There you go.
I'm considered as an Amazonian.
She is rather tall for the. She is above the average height for a female.
I'm a 5'8".
I dated a girl who was 6'2".
Yeah, that's just another green giant.
I'll tell you one thing though, it was a benefit not having to bend down to kiss her because every girl I dated was like between the height of 5 foot and 5'4", and so I had to bend down, my back would lock up.
My ex, she was 5'3". So, yep.
It's like, I'm sorry, but it's almost in the back of your brain. It's almost hard to take a relationship with a woman who's up to your only halfway up your rib cage.
Sometimes that's fun though because then they can go up on you.
They're just at that right height. No.
Oh yeah.
Got to try and keep it PG here.
Well, then what happens is when you need to go somewhere and they're lagging behind because they got them short little legs, you just pick them up and throw them on your shoulders.
They gave me my finger.
You can just carry them around like a burlap bag over your shoulders.
I dated someone that was shorter than me. It felt awkward. Like,
Now, see, I've only dated people who are shorter than me.
Well, Ken, you're 6'4", I'm 6'5". It's kind of hard for us to find a woman who's taller than us.
That is true. I still want to go on a date with Lucy Lawless. I mean, who wouldn't want to go on a date with Xena? All right, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got a point there.
I would.
See, there we go.
Woo-wee.
I'd be wearing that outfit though. Fangasm right there.
That just makes me think good thoughts.
So guys, I got an update. My weight progress is at 140 pounds lost in 2 years now. I'm working closer to that goal weight.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to lose weight. I'm 357 pounds right now.
Still big.
Can I just take it from you guys, please?
You want mine?
Take it off.
I'll take. You guys could shed like 100 pounds each, and give it to me, because I've been trying to gain weight.
A lot of mine's for my gastroparesis, which helps, which sucks, but at the same time, hey, I'll take whatever I can get.
Okay, for everybody in chat, Ken and Kelly, TKAT can rival my appetite.
What?
Yep.
I don't know. You can ask Truckin. I ate a pizza yesterday when we were in Zoom, and I told Truckin to stop because it's going to gain my weight back.
Like, we went to the sushi restaurant there by her house. It's called Yee's. It's an all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant. You don't even have to leave your seat. Everything's done on a tablet at the table. And me and her just kept eating and eating and eating. Now, out of the 5 times that we've eaten there, she's out eating me 3 of those times.
shit.
I am a big eater, and a lot of people wonder where it goes.
You have an incinerator for a stomach. That's why.
No, I have an abyss. There's nothing there.
On a serious note, if you guys ever have stomach pain and you can't get rid of it, please get it checked out. Don't do what I did and wait too long. Please. That's all I ask.
Mm.
That's one of the worst enemy. The only reason I vape, it's one of the main reasons I vape. It's not the nicotine that I care about, but it's the nicotine I care about because that's what stimulates my stomach to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use CBD drip for the pain. I tell everybody, I'm like, you ever have any stomach problems? You ever have any muscle pain? You don't know where it's coming from? Get it checked out. Don't wait.
Yeah, I never wait.
Hadn't been to the doctor in 10 years. Went in, they're like, yeah, you have a 15.9 A1C. You've probably been diabetic 10 years. I was like, holy shit. Like, you lose weight or you're going to die in 6 months. Whoa. And then everything else came afterwards.
I had to get checked every single time I visit the doctor, I always get checked only because my mom is diabetic. And mine would be type 2 if I was to get it.
Well, I am.
And I have a sugar addiction.
I don't eat anything sugar now. Like, vaping has replaced everything for me. That is
I wish.
I want something sweet, I just vape. You can ask Monster Man. I'm pretty sure you see me vape 50 ml in like, what, an hour? If you haven't noticed, I vape an awful lot. So that's why it's that curing that snack craving all the time. So
I saw nerds.
Yes, nerds.
He is
Nerds.
a medic.
This is my nerd. It's orange sherbet and nerds.
You see, here's the thing. I'm not big into sugary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's more along the so it's not. I don't think diabetes is going to get me. I think it's going to be cholesterol that gets me.
I also suffer from that too. That's why I have to have 1 glass of wine every week.
My problem with my cholesterol is my cholesterol was fine, but the good cholesterol was too low.
Sorry, excuse me one tape.
Just before the stream started, I literally was eating steaks. This is my 3rd one.
Holy shit.
I could eat that like in 5 minutes.
Steak sounds good. I can eat red meat. Ah! You guys are killing me.
Of course, I used to be an athlete, so my protein source was meat, and so I'm a full-fledged carnivore.
I have to keep telling him he needs to eat vegetables.
She does.
You do need to eat vegetables.
Here's a fucked up thing. Vegetables for me are the worst thing I can eat. Anything that comes from a garden is the worst thing because, like lettuce, broccoli, carrots are all right. But most things that are like healthy for you are bad for somebody with gastritis because it's the hardest for our bodies to break down. I would have never imagined that. That red meat.
What about steaming it?
Now,
Really?
if it's blended, like I can use spinach and like I do smoothies with spinach in them sometimes. That's fine as long as it's blended. But man,
Here's a weird question. What about if you had it in like baby food formula, like the baby food Gerber stuff?
I can eat that because it doesn't have to be broke down.
So it's the process of your stomach having to break it down that causes the issues.
Because what happens when I eat, now I'm not always in a gastroparesis episode. It comes and goes. So when I eat, sometimes if I'm in an episode, I'll know it. Like you can tell too. Like my face will get real bloated and stuff. Like it'll be a lot bigger, and I'll have a lot of pain. And I'm normally not around when that happens because it fucking sucks. But what happens is when I eat, my stomach only digests at 4% of a normal person's stomach. So it takes a lot longer for my food to digest, and if it doesn't, it's spoiled. And I don't put no nutrients in the food, none of the fat, nothing. It just sits there.
So you can make a bunch of smoothies.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I actually use baby food in smoothies. There's a Gerber peaches that I use because peaches are one of those things you can't really eat. You gotta watch fruits too. But I use that on one of the smoothies I make.
So meat, are you okay with?
I can't have I can have chicken. I can have fish, soft fish. I can't have I'm not supposed to have deep fried fish. Noodles.
Okay.
Noodles are like the worst thing I can eat. Like they're like number one above like, and then like vegetables and stuff are number two, and then red meat.
So you can do like chicken and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and mashed potatoes are fine. Anything that's soft is fine, as long as the stomach doesn't have to break down like
a ton of it.
Because what'll happen is I've had it happen before. It'll form like a ball of food in my stomach, and I have to go into the hospital. And you want to know what they use to break that down? Coca-Cola. Yep.
Well, that's just not fair because you don't like Coke. You like the Diet Mountain Dew Red stuff, right?
Yeah. I actually, my diabetes doctor was an award-winning diabetes doctor, and he's dealt with people who've had this before. And he actually said, I would prefer you drinking Diet Coke or Coke Zero since it has no sugar. He's like, the myths behind diet soda are bullshit. And he said, as long as you can handle the artificial sweeteners, you're fine. He said, but drinking the Coke will actually keep things going. I was like, that's terrifying to think that.
Well, I mean, watching a can of Coke dissolve a rusty nail in 24 hours.
There you go.
That does say something.
Or you can use that on your vehicle and put it on there.
Yeah.
Shine everything.
You know, some people use Coca-Cola to polish brass.
Yep. Actually, I use Coca-Cola whenever my pipes start getting clogged. I actually pour a bottle of Coca-Cola down there, and I just let it sit for as long as it breaks.
Hey, do you think that would work for a clogged toilet?
Yeah, actually.
What is my stomach? There you go. It's a clogged bunch of food, right?
I'm going to sound like a killjoy. I love sledding, sledding down hills and whatnot. I think it's fun in the snow. But when I see a car towing kids behind with a sled, no.
Don't get me started on that.
I mean, up here we don't do that.
Well, in America, our famous last words are, hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah, sure.
That's me. And my cousins.
Well, guys, it was fun hanging out. I'm going to jump out here. I'm actually kind of having some pain tonight, so I got to go take my meds and everything. So I will be out of here. Nice to be out here.
All right. Hope
Right,
to talk to
you.
Bye.
Bye. And then there were 3.
I miss her already.
The neighbor's dog got out again.
Sorry.
Barking at my window.
It's a good thing you're on headset because my dog would be going ballistic if he heard that.
Okay.
What is everybody else doing?
Everyone's kind of gotten quiet in chat. They probably went to bed.
Well, it is a Sunday.
That dog is going to drive me nuts. Now, granted, that's the same dog that tried to attack me Saturday morning.
Is it one of those little ankle biters?
No, it looks like a boxer pit mix.
Ooh. Give him your steak.
Give him my what?
Your steak. Probably why he's barking.
Give me the steak. No.
Steak. You have steak? I smell steak. Steak.
Human steak.
Steak.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's starting to go to bed because the view number is starting to go down a little bit.
Oh, we have like 4 people watching. What the hell? Nope, now we have 5. People can ask a question. Oh, I can't read that.
Topside duel.
It's shiny.
Protha, sana.
I just keep waiting for these kids to topple over or something and hit the damn concrete bar.
Sorry. I'm the guy that will attach a sled to an ATV and look at my cousin like, hey, do some donuts. I'll hang on tight.
Well, yeah, but you're an adult. That's different. You're old enough to decide whether you want to live or die in a stupid way. But putting kids on a sled when you're going a good 15 miles an hour over a slippery road, if you got a brake or if you turn too hard and those kids let go, there's a lot of stuff they can just thwack right into.
Yeah.
Yes, like anybody wants to ask any kind of questions, they can, whoever is still watching.
The only stupid questions there are the ones that aren't asked.
I'll tell you one thing, if you want to talk about advocacy for a second.
Yeah, it is an open topic show, so why not?
Well, my state is proposing 4 different bills, 2 of which are to bring the smoking and vaping age from 18 to 21. Another one is to add a whole bunch of taxes onto the wholesale for vaping. And the 4th one is a statewide flavor ban. Yeah.
Youch.
And they're having open hearings on it on the 12th. And of course, they're doing it on a day where everybody's going to be fucking snowed in to where nobody can go down to the state capitol and talk about it.
I need more coffee in my life right now. I should hook up to an IV. No, filter, please do not fall back in.
One very hard lesson I learned, that when she's cranky, just make a pot of coffee and leave her alone.
Not only just a pot of coffee, okay? We got to make sure that there's a little bit of liqueur in there. Then my day goes really good by then.
That's probably why I'm single, because I don't know how to make women coffee and leave them alone.
I'm actually okay when people are, it's just make sure I have coffee. That's it. That's all that really matters. Because if I wake up and I look like I'm ready to beat somebody down, yeah.
That's why half the time, whenever I'm up there and before I go to bed, I make sure all her coffee stuff's ready to go.
I've been trying to cut caffeine out. I've been snoring, so I need to cut it back in. Unfortunately.
Oh, those Bang energy drinks, Ken, they're really starting to gain some popularity.
Oh, yeah, I know. They have so many flavors for them.
I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong, but I've seen people drink a whole one and start jumping up and down, bouncing off the walls and laughing like Willie the Woodpecker, but they do nothing for me.
Well, that's because you drink a shitload of caffeine for the first place. Just like drugs, man. Once your body gets accustomed to a certain amount, in order to get the same type of high or the same type of feel, you got to ingest more.
And sly sugar addiction.
Yep.
My body, if I don't have a certain amount of like sugar inside my system, I get like super cranky.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way. When she's eating candy, don't try to take it from her. Don't try to hide it from her.
I'll sniff it out. I'm like a hound that way.
Huh?
Bloodhound.
There ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Crying all the time.
Don't even get your hand anywhere near her because you might lose a digit or two.
Vaping Joe. Phil Monster Man, Vaping Panel and Chat.
What is going on, Vaping Joe M? I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Well, monsieur, I think it's going to time for me to be leaving. I can only stay in my car for a little bit longer until I get my nipples frozen off. Even
right.
with the heat going. So.
All right, Ken, but thanks for coming on the show finally.
No problem, brother. We'll do a time where it's a full show for you.
And good luck on getting to work.
Thank you. It's probably not going to happen.
Just safe driving.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm going to be safe driving, it's not going to happen because I'm smart enough to know when it's safe to drive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
All right, y'all.
Have a good one.
I will see you all later.
All right. See ya.
I love Ken.
Oh, he's watching another vape show. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot those guys going on Sundays. It's hard to find a time slot to do a show because everybody has a show on every day of the week at all around the clock.
See, me, I try to do my shows whenever I can. Then I do whatever because, well, it's a whatever kind of show. So it's basically stuff that I like to talk about, things that I can talk about, and advice that I can give people on my lovely channel. And I mean, mind you, my YouTube portion needs to have more videos and whatnot because I've been using Twitch and Facebook. But I think I'm going to use YouTube because Twitch right now has something's going on with it and I can't do videos very well. And I don't exactly have the lovely RAM. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure that one out. I got to pick up more RAM for my computer because I'm running 8 gigabytes is not fun, especially when you're playing a video game, streaming. Yeah. I mean, you could do it on Saturdays.
Yeah, I know I do. I do these. I try to do these on the weekends when I'm off of work.
Because if you do it on Saturdays, I mean, like me personally, I'm done work at 5, right? And then I like to go home, eat, whatever, do what I need to do. And then I'll stream at like 11 o'clock at night myself. But I just do it whenever I please. So I really don't have any set time. It's not until I'm like working from home kind of deal where I'll be setting a time, doing this on this day and doing this on that day. All I know is that I had to switch my tank water changes on Saturdays now because, again, much bigger time span to do it.
Yeah, kind of like how yesterday you thought we were going live, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we agreed on Sunday, and you're like, oh yeah.
Because I usually do my tank changes on Sundays. So I'm like doing my tanks and everything, getting it all prepared. But then I was missing one component. I didn't work. So my brain was just shut off. But yeah, you should do it like on Saturdays. Because that's where you're having probably some more people that would be on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
These your hardcore fans. My hands are cramping up. Yeah, if anybody wants to ask any kind of questions, I have the chat literally right here. So it may be a small delay, about a 10-second delay. Sorry, I was actually looking at this video and then looking at that when I said it. So it's a 10-second delay for me. Hi, Mike.
Mike. And I'm sure because I do go up there up to TKATs every now and then. So there's a good chance that Monster Man might do a live show in Canada.
Yeah, not only on his channel, but also on my channel. Because I'll be starting to put more vids on YouTube. You get any new vape stuff in from Joe?
The newest one I got is the Colorado. I am trying to do a review on it, but I'm going to start doing my recording through my camera and editing on the computer. So I'm still trying to learn the new program that I downloaded for all that. So it's just going to take some time to get everything set up.
Well, I just figured out that there is some. You said Squonk, was it?
Yeah, Squonk. That's the mod. Those are the mods that have the bottle that you squeeze and the juice comes up through the.
Well, I didn't know that. I just figured that out. But it's still like there is some leakage happening right here. So just a little bit, not too much. Not in comparison to what it was before. It'd been nice if it actually said in the manual. So don't read the manual for setting it up, but always change it if you're going to use a regular mod. Best advice that I can say. I still really, 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 really would like to have a RDTA of it.
Although the term RDTA, that's a great, when it comes to atomizers being labeled as that, it depends. What classifies an atomizer as an RDTA is basically how the device wicks when it comes to juice flow. Like take the Aromanizer Plus. This is called an RDTA. It looks like a normal RTA, but it's all due to how the juice wicks into the cotton. It comes down through the bottom and back up into the build deck. So it acts just like an RDTA, but in a true tank form.
Oh. Mine's the disgustingness of this. Okay, so I would do something that's like this one, where you can do the mesh here, and then having it to pretty much almost the exact same setup as this, but then having the holes in the obvious. Right? And then the tank. Something that looks like this, but has that setup would be perfect. Oh, that thing smells. I'm going to clean it at some point tomorrow. But yeah, I'm glad that my Chaos still works. My poor baby. I've had this thing since like day one. And this was a Christmas gift. It was my very first one because my other half wanted to get me into vaping. And that's when we bought the RDTA. And I've been addicted to these ones for quite some time. And Bear actually taught me how to build the coils. And I'm a fast study because the moment that he showed me, I made like how many?
A bunch.
I made a bunch just that day. He's like, oh, I don't need to make you any. Mind you, you did make the Claptons for me, so.
Well, hell, I was running standard 20 gauge round wire and the drop dead for the longest time.
But the only new vape stuff that I got was this.
Okay, folks, I don't know how she did this, but one time when I was up there, I had all my build stuff with me, and I had 18 gauge that I was trying to wrap, and I couldn't get it around a 3mm to save my life. So I gave up. I went upstairs for something, and when I came back down, she took a crack at it, and she got it all wrapped nice and tightly around the screwdriver, and I'm just looking at her in complete shock.
Again, quick study. It's all about tension. You gotta remember, I'm a hairstylist, so I learn these things because we have to have tension with the hair. So you apply that to anything that you're doing. If you have to have enough tension, you got to push it a little bit more further than you would anything else. And then again, I also use a little bit of heat too to kind of help afterwards, to kind of make it stay. Because it was trying, remember how it was trying to like untighten itself on certain parts, and I just heated up just a little bit and just tightened it.
She learns quick, let me tell you.
Well, that's like my fish. I've been taking care of fish for now 2.5 years, and I am now rescuing fish. Okay, I know it sounds really stupid for me to say it, but I rescue betas. And if anybody knows what betas are, they're the little Chinese fighting fish. They're not really Chinese. They're just called that. Anyways, so I actually got them from this place, and after like I started taking care of them, and I had a beta that was really, really sick because of what my daughter did. She moved all of his stuff. He became so stressed. His fins were completely torn. He was just like, he looked like he was ready to die. And he ended up healing. He had some scarring, but he healed. And he ended up being 4.5 inches long, and his tail was massive. Like, this fish was that big. And his tail was like, ugh. There you go. He was huge, and he's actually called a super delta because he was massive in comparison to what you normally see, the little dinky ones about that big. Like my girls here, who are sick or well, she's got like fungus growing off of her, and this one has mouth rot. It's great. Not really. Poor Rose.
See here. 7 people watching and 5 thumbs up.
Oh, we have 8 thumbs up. 8 thumbs up, 6 are watching.
Oh yeah, just now updated.
That's not it. That's also including me. So 5 people are watching because I have the page up specifically so I can see what everybody's writing. And I'm a huge techie. I don't look at times. Okay, right now I kind of probably do, but like most times people that didn't even know that I was hardcore into web developing, and they think that like I'm the girly girl. And they're like, oh, well, have you seen this dress, this shoes, this? And I'm like, did you see this game? Did you see the new like SSD drive that they just came out? Like all these things. And they're like, you are a huge nerd. Like, I could take off my glasses right now, but I have no makeup on because, well, I look like a little boy at this point because of the shaved head.
Oh, there we're back.
I'm having fun. That's all that matters. That's all I'm up for. Oh, that's fine. So I don't really need this like in my way. Ooh. Move back. Move back. So that's why you guys can hear practically everything on here, so I don't even have to worry. I was wondering why like you guys heard me when I was upstairs when I was trying to get Izzy busy into her room. She just like face plants on the ground and she's like, and like, you asshole. I love my kid, love her to death. Her and I are, I'm not a typical mom. I can't be. I'm not orthodox. Unorthodox moms are literally by the book. Everything and anything is true in those books. Yeah, no, those things are just guidelines. That's not real world. That's not life. And I'm not treating my kid like she is a small child, even though she is a small child. She's a little person who's growing up. I wonder, did anybody go into your bum, 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 bum. Okay, have 6 people who have seen this. So who else is watching? Feel free to ask any kind of questions. I mean, at the very beginning, we were talking about this becoming better, the profile. I still want to make a peanut-free line entirely.
And I'm going to help.
I mean, the only thing that they say that could be possible of peanuts is the propylene glycol.
Yep, that's what it's called.
But if that's the case, then I obviously.
You see, folks, me and her actually talked about this on multiple occasions about her and I opening up a shop that sells peanut-free juices, and
you can make your own juices, and you can. So not only would you be able to have like just strictly strawberry, banana, apples, whatever kind of flavor, but you can add like a sour content, you can add a sweeter content, you can add the flavors in there. Like it's pretty much custom made all specifically for yourself to how you want it. And literally being able to,
right,
do whatever flavor you want. You just already have it out. But if you just strictly want one with this type of nicotine in it, okay.
Basically, this shop, the idea of our shop would be, it's for everybody. Who, if you're, coils to juices. I'm more than likely will be the one doing the coil building.
I told him he has to make like all different varieties, mostly Canthol. Mostly because most people like the Canthol because it's a better burn for some reason.
It's because if anybody has a nickel allergy, they cannot vape nichrome.
Yeah.
I had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
Somebody at the shop that I go to asked for a pair of coils. I made fuse clappings that were made out of all nichrome, and I get a message a couple days later. Yeah, that did not pan out very, very well.
See.
So now I ask that question. When I build for people, now I ask that question, do you have a nickel allergy?
See, me, I'm not sure if it would be considered as a nickel allergy, but I have one of those pen ones that you literally heat up and there you go. You just put some juice in there and then heat it up. And I ended up getting a really, really bad chest infection. And we didn't know if it was the juice or if it was the actual pen itself. But I do find that the cotton does a hell of a lot better than those tanks. Even my neighbor, he tried it, a little bit of it, and he's like, oh, the cotton's a lot better. And I'm like, yeah.
And then old school Clarimisers, they ran mostly silica wick.
Even my brother, same thing. Oh, this is so much better. Now I got to go over there and change their thing. But you got to do something. What? Unscrew everything. There, no leakage for you.
Yeah, I remember that one time I came out, you and him were talking outside, and I popped out, and I had the Titan tank in my hand, and he's just like,
oh my gosh. Coffee's done. Coffee.
It's like a child at Christmas time, folks, I swear.
I am addicted to coffee. Actually, it's like the only thing I drink.
Vaping Joanne says, sorry, not chatting much. My son is at the hospital with my granddaughter.
Oh no. Well, I hope. Sorry, go.
It's like, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. I hope everything turns out okay.
I got no more sugar. Well, sucks to be me. I'm going to be using some honey. Yay for pretty much cornstarch type of honey. Well, I hope they end up getting better. That really, really sucks. My my stepdad actually ended up being in the hospital not long ago from a minor stroke. Ow, I just splashed myself. That's not, ow, that really hurt. I gotta get my kids' snacks ready for school tomorrow. I don't want to do it. Deadlines amuse me. Oh, no, that's, nope. Too bitter. And goes the honey. Oh dear, that, oh, ugh. The best way to make extra coffee very, very healthy is using cinnamon in the coffee grinds and using honey instead of sugar. And I technically have a pollen allergy, but I'm okay with honey for some stupid odd reason.
Well, usually when they filter honey, all the pollen gets removed.
Real honey, yes, it does not actually. Real honey, when it's the hardened one, that's real honey. This is fake honey, so. And I use it on my toast anyhow. Whoosh.
Well, we've been on for like damn near an hour, 2 hours actually.
Really?
Let's see. Started streaming 2 hours ago.
We could probably go for like another hour or another half hour.
Yeah, I say a half hour.
Give people some more time. Yeah. Some people right now could just be excited to start doing some juice reviews and trying to figure out what software are you using for editing? I could probably help you with some editing too, eh? Oh, Windows Movie Maker. Oh, that's like old school. That's awesome. That's actually fairly easy. Just do the auto clipping, and it will clip it into like smaller sections, so you can kind of edit that way.
I apologize for this, but I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go sort out some issues. Hey, you can what is it called? I still even have it on my computer because I have like different editors on here. Nope. Sorry, I'm like trying to find it because I have so many programs. Windows Movie Maker. Well, okay. Nope.
Welcome back.
So yeah, basically when you start the entire video, you want to be able to just take it all in different clips, and then you can find what parts you want to have in there for sure, certain parts that you want to kind of edit. You can add a picture instead and just show it. There's another one that's actually pretty good, and it's free. Edit. Did I do? Cyberlink's not too bad. There. I've used Cyberlink before. It's not bad. OpenShot's not too bad. It's very similar to the one that I had. That'd be interesting to do Blender, but that's like editing animations. Hit Film Express is the alternative version of the Adobe After Effects. But it's not great for beginners. But you can pretty much preview your video and edit from there. I don't know if I would want to use that one. Yeah. OpenShot's a really good one. Used that one like a couple of times, but I love the old school Windows Movie Maker. No, I wanted that open. Why did it close it? Yeah, I do get that. Pretty much an uncut. I actually had a couple of friends that made me an intro. I'm waiting on my newest one still. Kind of upset that he hasn't sent it yet. Where's my search?
Yeah, if you want to know a few tips and tricks on editing, TKAT's the one to ask. Which, again, she's the one that created the graphic for my new banner on my channel and also what's now the thumbnail for my live streams. She did a crackerjack job.
Oh. So my laptop has Windows Movie Maker, but my computer doesn't. And it's underneath photos, so you can make videos that way. Makes sense. Makes sense. Cool. I don't need to go and download a new one. Mind you, I have like a bunch of editors. I even have Adobe After Effects. Well, I shall take a look at that at some point.
Yeah, I'm being quiet, just kind of seeing what all I missed in chat, but catching back up.
Oh, we're still talking about video editors. I actually want to make my 3D one because it's supposed to be like a planet and it's supposed to be all digitally. And then what it does is like it goes pans through like all of my other videos, like my old ones, of me talking and then me chatting with other people and me gaming and stuff. And then it says, TKAT's Corner.
I've always had this idea for an intro, basically like showing me like leaning up against my truck and then all of a sudden looking up at the sky at a full moon, then it zooms in from me from above. Kind of like closes up on like how some like horror movies do it when someone transforms. A lot of times they'll show like the eye of the person and it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Do kind of that thing, then zooms back out into the logo.
You could technically do that with a what is it called? A drone.
It would take a lot of editing.
It hit me in the head. It hit me in the head. That was a really good shot, though.
My hair.
Oh no, my hair. Oh, I gotta get a haircut. Because you gotta get it like from a higher distance and then getting close to you.
I said zoom in on me, not mow the lawn.
Where did he go? He like, I went to call him so he could say goodnight to Izzy Busy, but no. And she's still up. I can hear her feet on the ground. Like, eh.
And also, guys, I'll be getting me my own gaming PC built probably around mid to late March. So if you go follow TKAT on TKAT's Corner when she live streams on Twitch, there's a good chance you also see me on her live streams.
Yep. If not on Twitch, then it will be on YouTube. I'm going to be doing mostly streams on YouTube only because it doesn't use as much RAM to do that. So we'll be doing that. Plus, it'll be a lot easier for me to just do it there. For some reason, it has to, like, with Twitch, it has to go from my house all the way down to Toronto and then broadcast from Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's about, what, an hour away from Cambridge?
Yeah, about 30 to an hour.
Depending on traffic.
Yeah. I'm still surprised that Dweebix does that on the daily, going from here to Toronto every morning. Which he also has a YouTube.
Oh, and also, I was also asked why, because I mentioned to a few buddies about the shop idea between you and I, and they asked why do it in Canada. And I answered, and if I got my info mixed up here, I said because Canada has a lot looser regulations than the United States has?
Actually, we've been doing a lot more studies. That's the main reason, is because they've approved it already where we can actually vape. But the regulations is the same ages as when you go to a regular store to go and buy smokes because of the nicotine. They're still doing like other testings to find out if what it does to your lungs, what it does to your body. So far right now, there is no health issues from what they can tell. Because popcorn lungs is, you're born with it. That's one thing that people don't know, is that you're usually born with popcorn lungs from the get-go. So even if you start, let's say, smoking cigarettes, you'll get popcorn lungs. Any kind of smoke, like candles, popcorn lungs. And it never goes away, but it doesn't affect you as bad. It just makes your lungs just pop. It's just annoying mostly, or at least for some of the people that actually do have it. And they had it when they were like 10 years old. The only thing that you can do is like burn yourself right now, like burn your lungs if it's too much of a high heat, which can cause more issues in the long run because you're technically cooking your entire insides. But right now there's like only a couple clinical studies that they're using it for, but they're finding that it's a lot more healthier than cigarettes. So they do want to actually eventually get rid of cigarettes in the market in Canada.
That's what I always tell people, here in the States, if you want to make the transition, but you're still skeptical because of what people here are saying, go look at what was it called? I told them to go look up what Canada is doing, and then I forget what that one research organization is called in the UK, the Royal something health, I believe.
Yeah.
And they're pushing for vaping to become the next, to be the replacement for smoking because of what they found.
This is like peanuts in comparison to smoking cigarettes. Like the main reason why I started vaping is because I did not want to smoke cigarettes anymore. And I'm still smoking, but I kind of made it, if I finish a pack of smokes, I cannot get it for the rest of the day. So if let's say in the morning, I finish a pack of cigarettes, I cannot have a cigarette the entire day and I have to vape, which has been going really well. Stress levels have went up a couple of times because, well, money issues, you know me. But then stupid me decides, because I'm stressed because of money issues, I'm going to go and get a pack of cigarettes. Yet I have a vape, but it's not the same in that sense. It's really weird. Like the difference of the feeling, like this satisfies it for a little while, but it doesn't keep it satisfied, especially if you've been smoking since like you were 10 years old. So it's almost been 20 years for me.
I guess another thing that I've seen a lot of shops here do is that they don't actually, when someone comes in, they haven't vaped at all, but they want to make the transition. They give them something that is too much for them. Like, don't give a beginning vapor a fucking mech mod. That is asking for trouble.
Honestly, if I was to do a beginner, the profile, and tell them what they need to do.
Well, if someone was going to start, I would tell them to go more towards the kits that come with the mod and the sub-ohm tank.
Yeah.
It'll give them a better understanding of Ohm's law and all that stuff. It'll give them a better understanding of everything, of how it works. And then if they want to progress, they can go into the rebuildables and so on and so forth. Because that's how I went. My first vape was the Aspire CF sub-ohm 2 battery, which all I had was a fire button on the side with a 0.5 ohm sub-ohm tank. But then I will admit afterwards, and I jumped into box mods and buildables right after that. Which I'm not going to lie, is because the owner of that shop is a hardcore dripper. He drips more than I do, which is saying something.
See, up here, they're actually making it mandatory that all of the coils and everything are going to be Canthal because of the allergy. Because it's also healthier too. They found out that there was less metal traces in this than the other ones. So
it makes sense.
So they want to transition everything to be Canthal, not nichrome or anything. The FDA has pretty much approved quite a bit up here in Canada, and even like on our things here, we have they have to put certain requirements like us. It has to have the little danger sign. It has to have the may contain peanuts only because of certain, even though it may not have it, we still have to have that. It also has to have all the warning, like the places that it was built, where it is, where you can find all the information out for yourself. Has to have all the ingredients. It has to basically have another warning sign. Where's the one that actually has FDA approved?
Which I really feel bad for the people up over in Australia because they're getting pounded hardcore with these regulations. They can't sample flavors. They can't vape in vape shops. They also can't really they can't even see the devices in the display cases there, and they can't have juices with nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I think. That's what I heard from the vaping Bogan, because he lives in South Australia.
So this is like a smaller bottle, and they had to redo this one. But they have other like little labels right here. It also has expiry dates on here. So they give you expiry dates on these ones. That's the newest thing here.
Yeah, on the artist bottle, it shows we got the ingredients and also Prop 60. Is that 65 or 85? Prop 65. This product contains nicotine. No, that warning. Who manufactures it? The manufacturer's address. The don't have to be state law. You have to be 21 or over. Made in the U.S. Says don't vape if pregnant. Recycle the bottles. The only thing it does not say, which that's why I know the difference between the bottles that you have up there compared to what we have down here, is that the bottles tend to say like if they come, because peanut flavorings like peanut butter, like the peanut butter rocket and all them, it's actual peanut flavoring, so it would affect you.
Yeah, because of the artificial and natural flavoring that they have in there.
And your bottle, in most of your bottles, say that this product may have came in contact with peanuts.
Yes, it says may contain traces of nuts. Only because like they do that with a lot of things. It's just to be on the safety precautions, especially companies that work with hazelnut, any sort of nuts. That's basically why. Any kind of custards that they work with, they have to make sure it's on there because custards sometimes uses nuts in there. So that's why it's a lot more easier in Canada. Whereas like from what I've been hearing in the States, it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do. What he said before. Anyways, I was just remembering when he says Americans take, copyright it, and yeah. Anywho, what was I saying? I lost track. It's been a very long day. So yeah, it's a lot more easier to set up shops here. Like up here, we have maybe like 5 or 10 shops now, 5 to 10. But all of them are all different. Well, all of them are very, very similar, whereas ours is going to be a little bit different.
See,
It's like we'll have.
Yeah, I got about 5 shops around me.
Where I live, like obviously I have my main one.
Which is literally just up the road from you.
Yeah. And then I have my other one, which is my favorite one, but that's all the way in the other city, which is in Kitchener. Right? So people are going to look Southern Ontario, Kitchener. Hey, you might even see me while I'm driving down in the States. By then, maybe my hair might be longer. But yeah, our regulations have gotten not strict because we have certain houses like I can vape inside my house with my daughter around because it's my home. But when I'm out in public, they don't allow you to actually vape in there because of the nicotine. That's what they're more worried about. They don't know if it traps on the inside or if it goes out. And my daughter hasn't had any issues. She hasn't been coughing. She hasn't been having any sort of issues that normally you would have secondhand smoking, right? And it's vapor. So it disperses in the air a lot quicker than it would cigarette smoke.
Yep.
Cigarette smoke clings to things. Whereas vapor doesn't cling, it just dissolves in the air and that's it. It vaporizes.
And they never really found, they could never find secondhand vapor effects.
Yeah. They haven't found anything. They've already said, okay, it's okay to like smoking inside the house, not recommended. But if you're a single parent, right, it's usually a little bit easier for me to vape right here while my daughter's like over there. So it's not.
And also, if your house is got air circulating, it goes away pretty quick.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing that will get affected is probably my fish tanks because it's water.
Yeah.
But my fish are perfectly fine.
The only con is VG leaves a film on glass, and you have to clean windows constantly. I have to do that with my truck.
Well, that's why, because you blow at it. You gotta blow down.
Yeah, I need to change that habit.
I just noticed that this is 50 VG and 50 PG.
That's a thin juice.
Well, I'm only like putting it on like a little bit on here but mixing it with these. So
50 are good for like most sub-ohm tanks that have higher ohm coils, like a 0.6.
Yeah.
Also, 50/50s are good for certain all-in-one systems or pod systems.
I'm just using it just because of, again, the infection that started. It's eased my cough quite a bit, and my throat isn't sore. And I'm mixing it with these guys, so it's like nothing, really. It's like a couple of drops, and like 2 drops will make it more mintier than anything.
This is one juice. I don't know if they're still in business or not, but it was called Drip Code. It was a Malaysian company. And they make juices that were heavy on menthol. I mean, I took one drip and I literally thought I was going to get brain freeze from menthol.
Yeah, my menthol it's fairly strong. Like I do a couple of drops and that's it. Like I still taste the menthol, and I applied it yesterday.
But folks, we've been on for about 2.5 hours, so I think we're going to end the stream here. Thank you for all who tuned in. Thanks to Kelly and Ken for also tuning in onto the panel to share some info, share some laughs. Thanks again, TKAT, for coming on the show with me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. And you guys got to hear me curse and swear with my kids. I love her to death. She's a little smartass too. I have a sailor's mouth, unfortunately. I can't stop myself no matter how hard I try. At work, I have to censor myself. It sucks.
Oh, I remember the first time I heard you the first time I saw you get like steaming pissed, you swore in French.
Night show.
And I'm like, I don't even like the sound of that.
Yeah, when I get angry, you can tell. My number of F words, yeah, it's F this, F that, F this, F that. And it's in proper words too. And you can actually make out what I'm saying in proper English.
But folks, again, thanks for tuning in. Please go check out TKAT's Corner, where she does some Twitch streaming and YouTube streaming as well. She has some fun commentary. You might see her get pissed off again by getting killed by bacon, but
yeah, my food decided to kill me, not just once, but like 500 times.
So please go check her out if you like gaming. If you like what I do on my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time. As I always say, Monster Man Vapes and TKAT signing off.